Okay, Sedge, what's next? Oh. All right, so we just.
Wait, I got this. Hey, Sedge, what's next?
You're good, you. All right, so what we're gonna do is we just cross cut the boards.
Yep.
Now, what we have to do is, when you look at the cabinet straight on, you don't want to look at the different plies of plywood.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ply and trim a piece of edge banding. Now this is maple, so I got this 1 millimeter thick maple edge banding. Now most edge bandings, you'll see they're a little bit thinner. This is more durable. The machine here is a portable edge bander, and it does an EVA glue.
Okay.
And it's the same as the big machine.
Oh, okay.
So when we put this on, this machine gets wicked hot and applies that glue that's so daggone hot, so we're gonna be careful.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do is, when we got this edge banding, we got the edge banding that is not pre-glued. Okay? And this is 1 millimeter thick. This is actually 2.5 millimeter layers in here. Okay, so it's really simple. Okay, so they're layered.
Half and a half to one.
Basically, this is plywood. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, with this edge banding, we just gotta find our starting point, which I'm always confused at. There it is. And as we do this, I'm just gonna unroll this pretty easy, like this. There we go. Patience is a virtue.
Indeed.
Okay, so when we do this, we have to, and I don't want to say this is simple, but it is. Okay, see this right here? You're gonna have, when you're using this machine, I'm gonna show you how to use it. When you begin, I always put 3 fingers here, 3 fingers here, okay?
Okay.
Roughly 2 inches forward and aft, and it's real simple, is you break it like this, okay? So there's one piece, and that's for those 732s, and I think this one will work as well. Cool. So there's 2 pieces there, all right, a little bit proud. Now I'm gonna have you break these. These are for our sides.
Okay.
And just unroll it. You see how that blue tape's holding it? So
that's really nice, because I'd be afraid that it would just fly out of it.
So bring 3 fingers, yeah, and you'll see. As you get good with this, sometimes I just do 1 finger. Those are your 7/68ths. 1 more. This is what I like to do, is I like to pre-break them. You know? Good? Good.
So then you're not having to do it while you're using the edge bander.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna set up the portable edge bander. And it's pretty simple. This part where it's gonna accept glue is facing forward. And we just take it like this. You adjust it like this, okay? So this is 20 millimeters tall, okay? Because this is 18 millimeter plywood. And we just open it up 1 click. Okay?
Gotcha.
And this is what you call your go button. You do. See how it just grabbed it? Okay? And what we're gonna do is, this is your center line right here. And I'm gonna hit this, and this only goes at the speed you set it at, and you just apply it. This feed roller is actually burnishing it as well. It's pushing the glue in. And as I come off with this, you'll see, you come off in a straight line. This is your feed roller right here, okay? And where that is what you have about 1 inch away.
Okay.
Okay? So that's how simple as it gets. I'm gonna take this, and the other thing I want to teach you when you're doing edge banding, you never take a fresh edge banded piece and lay it like that, because that glue is setting right now.
Right.
And what will happen is it'll push one way, and it may offset. So what you always do is you always take your board, put it on your table, but leave it unsupported like this. So I'm gonna do the next one, and then I'll have you do 2.
Okay.
There's your center line, and you'll notice the feed roller, don't worry about it, the feed roller is all the way over. And I'm gonna press that button again. You see how it's starting to spool out? And you just press that. You let the machine do the work.
You're just holding it.
You're just holding it. And I'm just holding it in tension, and you have to come off on the same plane. And when I say that, see how I came out like that?
Gotcha.
Now what fell off a second ago is no biggies. This is the drip cup, and any kind of material that's left over, or that's the only cleanup you have on this machine.
It's the drip cup.
Yeah, when we came in this morning, I turned it on. It took 8 minutes. to warm up. I'm going to release this, and this is what I mean about stacking our boards. Look, see how this piece is now offset?
Oh, okay.
We're almost ready to clip. So what I'm going to do is you grab this board right here.
Okay.
Put it on the. So you're going to feed it right in here.
Okay.
And just push it in.
And I
Hit the top button. You never touch the trigger unless you want to go slower. Okay. So there you go. Grab it.
Center line.
Right there. Yep.
Okay.
Make sure. I'm gonna coach you on this. Okay.
Go for
ahead. Press that top button. Don't touch the trigger. Ever. Okay. Push. Good. See, a lot of people when they grab this machine, they want to pull it. You have to let the machine do the work.
Yeah, it's walking.
Yep. It's always good to have a good coach there. And see how you want to pull it down? Don't. See how it just went even? That's what I mean on the same plane as you come off.
Keep it
It's
up.
okay. You're doing good. Is this your first time using this machine?
Yes, sir.
Pretty daggone good at it.
Okay.
Hit that top button. You know why you're good at this? Because I'm right here.
You're helping. Keeping me in line.
But you see, you had plenty of leeway. You didn't have to stick it as quick. And make sure you come off on the same plane. There you go. Cool. And if we can get in here and look, the beauty of this machine, as it is coming out or extruding the glue, it extrudes it in lines. It's still a little wet. But when you take that feed roller and push it up against there, it spreads it, so it's a perfect glue line.
That's awesome.
There you go. So we're ready.
Oh, hey Sedge, what's next?
Okay. So we gotta clip this. What we gotta do is we got the glue's already set up, the EVA glue. So what we're gonna do is we gotta clip this short, okay? Even with this butt end.
Okay.
And we're gonna use this clipper right here. And when you put it on, you'll notice this little part right here, okay? And when I pull this, this comes up. This is the clipper. This is what holds it to the front edge. So when you put it in like this, and you can see this better than the camera right here. See how it's even right there?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just gonna, and what I'm doing here with my fingers is I'm holding it in tension. I like to do this vertical, it just makes it easier. And I just pull down and now it's perfectly flush. Okay, so I'm gonna take it on this side, I'm gonna flip it around. I'm gonna feed it through again. And there's how you clip it.
Cool.
Okay. Say you don't have a fancy guillotine like this one, have had that for years, or one like this to trim your edge banding or cut off your edge banding on the end. Here's a low cost alternative that I've used, and it actually works really well. I always get a flex blade like this, a razor blade, a utility knife that I can flex the blade, and I put it nice and flush like this against there, and I just pull it straight back, and you'll see how that breaks perfectly even. So that's just another quick tip for you. There you go.
All right, so what we do next?
Okay, we gotta trim this edge banding.
Okay.
We laid up the 1mm thick stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what I did is I want to teach you how to do this. This is like 0.5mm. There's a variety of ways to trim this. You could buy, I hate these, but these are double-edged trimmers. This is a single-edged trimmer. We're gonna use for the thicker material this router in a horizontal position.
Okay.
But what I want to do is I want to show you how to use a file.
Cool.
Okay, and it's really easy. So, Chris, come in here and see this. I see people all the time go in like this to remove this. That's not how you use the file. You actually use, this is a cutting edge right here, and if you put it at an angle, I want you to pay attention to it. See how I have it at like a slight angle? And as we do this, you'll see as I come right across, see how I'm producing that curly Q? Just like that, and that's how you trim edge banding. Cool? With a file. Okay, so it's your turn now.
All right.
All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold the file down here.
Okay.
And you're gonna hold it up here. And you're gonna put it on here. You see how I started it for you? And you're gonna cut with it like this. All right, but you see how it's an angle? You don't wanna do it this way, because guess what? Now you're destroying that. So it's your turn.
All right.
I'm handing over the reins. See, you got it. Okay, push it too. There you go. Man.
Making a tornado.
Start charging you for these lessons. Perfect. See that? Now look, you've just trimmed that. Now, this file, you got to get really good with it to trim this thicker material. And sometimes you can actually break it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this router. And the nice thing about this router with this horizontal base, this presents this cutter right here at at a 1.5 degree that emulates what we just did with that file.
Oh, cool.
So
okay.
I'll show you how to set this up and we'll run it.
Awesome.
Okay, so the next step is we gotta trim this banding. And like I mentioned before, this is 1 millimeter, so it's tough with a file.
Okay.
But like I mentioned before, we are gonna present this router at a 1.5 degree. It's already built into this base. But it's just getting used to the ergonomics of this.
Okay.
So I set the depth to cut perfectly in line with this deck. And you don't have to see anything. There's a bearing right here that rides on the front edge.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of remember when we were using the OF 1400 to go around, you just felt the bearing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, we're gonna just start it here. And I always talk about right angles. We go like this, I turn the corner and I just pull it toward me like this. Okay, so this is what I want to point out. I could go like this with my fingers, right? Okay? To see if that's perfectly even. That's what we want, okay? But the true test of checking for edge banding is taking a fingernail, if you got one, and scraping it. And you'll see how perfectly flush that is, okay? That is how you do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over, okay? I'm gonna turn it back on. I'm gonna run this one so you can see. So you see how that's just like this. I grab it like this. My pressure's here. I'm basically guiding it with this hand. And if you want to clean up that edge, you can come back and do that. But you don't want to put any weight because you'll cut down into it. Okay? And you just pull it off like that. Now that's perfectly flush. Cool? So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you come over and you're gonna sit up and do it. That's better. Much better. It only took you 4 pieces.
But I'm learning.
Good.
I could definitely feel it though, different when you have me shift the grip.
The thing is this becomes and the further out you go, you got big paws, dude. So your weight's here, but if you really grab it out here, this is a huge lever for you. It's easier to turn.
Yeah.
Okay, good job. All right, so there you go. We're done with edge banding.
Hey Sedge, what are you doing now?
I'm selecting the inside of the cabinet.
Okay.
So what you always want to do is just take your time and label everything, okay? So, see how we edge band the front here? Is this the nice side or is this the nice side? Sometimes, because they both have a maple veneer on them.
Yeah.
So I would probably look at this and look at this. You know what? That'll be toward the back of the cabinet.
Okay.
And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to just make a line like this. Because now we're going to groove the back for our backs. And the difference between a groove and a dado is a dado goes cross grain, where a groove, and you'll see where I've already selected this one, a groove goes long grain.
Okay.
So we're going to groove, so we're going to do what is known as a captured back. So this is my front. I actually like this as my grain, so I'm just going to orientate everything and just make a line like that because that's where my backs are going to go.
Okay.
And also the other thing I'm going to teach you is this. I'll say it every time. We've grabbed that piece of plywood. Okay, we hauled it in here.
Yep.
We ripped it. We set up our MFT. We've cross-cut it. Okay? We edge banded it. We guillotined it. Okay? We trimmed that edge banding. You have a lot of time into this cabinet already, and we still got 4 pieces of plywood. Always label everything. Okay, that way there, we don't have to go back to step 1 now.
Right.
Okay, so now we're gonna do a little bit of layout because we're gonna create a groove for our 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter. So let's do a little bit of math, right? This is a 6 millimeter bit because that's the thickness of my plywood. I chucked it up into my MFK. So what we're gonna do is, let's do this. It's gonna be captured. So this is 18 millimeter plywood. I scribed a line at 18. This is my nailer that you won't see. Okay, you got that?
Yep.
So I drew a line at 18. Now, what's 18 plus 6?
24.
Okay, so that's 24 right there. But the beauty of this system in this router is I scribed a center line. What's half of 6?
3.
Plus 18.
21.
Beautiful. I scribed this. My center line is at 21 millimeter. Okay. Now, on this router, I put in. We're going to use a parallel edge guide with this router to create this groove. So, what I did is I just took these rods and I deadheaded it in here like this. Okay, and locked it in. Now, if we look on this router, that's the center line. When I put the motor in, that's my center line, that's my center line, that's my center line. Back here I have a center line. I also have micro adjust on this. So what we're gonna do, a little bit of dust there, is I'm going to do my line up just like this. I'm gonna loosen this rod and my micro adjust, and I'm gonna bring it right to my center line, just like that. See that? Right there's my center line. If I need to micro adjust, I'll tighten it here, and I can dial that in absolutely perfect, and then make sure we tighten up all of this. So what's this gonna do is this is gonna take this bit while it's chucked up in the router and run parallel to this edge. We just have to set the depth now.
Awesome.
So Derek, you have a question?
Yeah, so how do we know how deep to take a groove?
So this is 18 millimeter. I usually go about half the distance for my groove. Some people say, oh, it's 3/4, whatever. That's 3/8 in depth. So what I do is I'm gonna go 9 millimeters because I love metric. It's easier for me. And I'm gonna set the depth, and it's really easy once you understand this router. There's a knob here, okay? You have to loosen that, and you have to loosen this knob here. Okay, your adjustment's right here. There's no slop in there. So what I do is, instead of trying to figure it out or anything, I create gauge blocks. They're really easy. I just put some CA glue together. And this is a 5 and a 4 domino. Hello, how much is that up to?
Nice.
You're the man. So I'm just gonna take that, and the micro adjust on this is awesome. You're gonna see what I do is I create a ceiling with that other domino, and you're gonna see where I just bring it right in just like this. There's my 9 millimeters of depth. I'm gonna lock it in and lock it in.
Nice.
Okay, so we're ready to go. We'll just power it up.
Easy peasy.
So we get the depth set, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna run a parallel guide on this edge. Really important. See how I closed this off? Okay, so I have a continuation here, and I want to describe it like this. This is your in feed, and this is your out feed. Okay, there's a certain pressure you put on your in feed at the beginning. It's kind of like a jointer, and as you get to the end, you don't want to wobble this. Okay, so here's my pressure here. So I'm going to bump this. I got my dust extraction hooked here. You're going to see how exceptional this is. I have my pressure here. I don't hold it here and here. I hold it here, and I grab it just like this. So my pressure's here. I take that bit, I push it up against there, I pull it away, and I stop. Okay? My pressure's here. You don't want to wobble into the cut. Pressure's there. You don't have to kill it. And you're going to just rock. As you get to the end, you'll want to tilt this like this. Your pressure comes back here, and you walk it off, just like this. Okay? That way there you have a perfect groove, and you can see where you get every daggone speck of dust with this. It's amazing. Now, go ahead and turn it on. Good. Turn it off. Good.
Awesome, Derek.
It was okay.
That's good, my cross cuts.
It's about the best cut he's ever seen.
That's about the best route I've ever seen. I think he's starting to show off.